Well, Jurgen Klopp in Barcelona take a 4-goal advantage back to Johan Cruyff Stadium. They built it in 2028. It seats 127,000 people. We're going to need a miracle to beat them. And I think maybe we just might get one, but then in times like these, I always prefer to be an optimist. And then we have a French Cup game against Red Star and our youth intake. My name's FM19, and this is the Ritornu Gloria at Bastia, episode 111. Well, it's Youth Intake Day here in Bastia, the first under Gianluca Posotto, who was our new head of youth development. I'll show him here in just a second. It's not the best announcement we could get for Youth Intake. It's not the worst announcement either, so hopefully it's better than last year's, though. Gianluca Posotto comes to us from VfB Stuttgart, and I paid a pretty penny to get him because he's pretty freaking good. 3.5-star continental reputation, 17s for judging player ability and potential, 17-man management, 17 determination, model professional, world knowledge. I wish that would populate, but I'm almost positive it's Italian, German, French, most of Western Europe to some degree or another. He's from Italy, so Italy is essentially his home base, but, he already knows the language. He knows German, he knows French, he knows English, he knows Italian. Played for some decent Italian teams, started out in Milan, went to Bologna, Verona, Juve. Was a director at Juve that became a head of youth development at Stuttgart, and I essentially poached him from Stuttgart. So I have yet to look at the youth candidates, so, fingers crossed, hopefully they're not horrible. Well, they're not horrible, but they're not great. One of the things I'm discovering with FM19, and it's a bit late in the game, is the star ratings don't seem to match my perception of what a player's ability should be or is. I loaded up the save from 3-4 years ago and turned on the potential numbers, and you would think, and I didn't look at my own team, I looked at other teams, and you would think players who were in the 170s, 180s for potential would be 4 and 5-star players. Some of them were 3.5 stars. A lot of players in the 140, 150, 160 range were 3-star players. So it's quite possible that, all these 3-star players are 140, 150, 160 players. We just won't know. But we're going to check out the 3-star players first here. So first up is Jean-Paul Paoli, 15 years old, defensive center back. It's not bad. It's not horrible, but it's not bad. 15 years old. He'll grow into the role. Henry Brachet, defensive left back and wing back. That's actually pretty good. That's a solid lower tier player. Again, he'll grow into the role as long as I remember to sign him this year. Laurent Michel, advanced midfielder on the left. Already cuts inside from the left wing. Decent physicals. Good grief, he's 14 years old. 16 dribbling already? Wow. Okay, that's not bad. If he grows into what he could be, he could be one of those 3-star players who's, 150, 160. Julian Morand. Advanced midfielder. Nice balance, natural fitness. Probably retrain him as a midfielder. That's not bad. The 5 determination is a little bit on the low side, but again, 15 years old. Did I already go over Liam McKell? I did not. Liam McKell was the one that he pronounced as, hey, the find of the youth candidates. And he's not kidding. Nice physicals already for 14. 13 determination, 14 flair, 12 teamwork, 14 technique, 9 first touch. He'd get starting time on lower league squads right now. So all in all, that's not too bad. Some of the unambitious is a little concerning. But there's a decent, let me sort by personalities here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 unambitious, 2 balanced, 1 lighthearted, 4 fairly professionals, 2 fairly sportings, and a professional. That's not bad. Yeah, we'll see what happens in another couple of years. So anyhow, we've got Barcelona coming up, and I'll be back after I set the best 11 and check the reserves with that game in just a bit. Well, this episode's a bit all over the place because it's like the 3rd time I've tried recording it through various reasons, including another graphics card crash in which we were ahead 3-0 in the Barcelona game. I'm back to square one. Well, not exactly square one. I'm back to the beginning of this episode. So, after losing to Barcelona at 6-2, we were home against Guingamp, and we won 2-0 thanks to goals by Kaplan and Bieber. We were home against Toulouse, and we thumped them 4-0, goals by Tomasi, Florent, Victor Manuel Martinez, and Bastia Pichon. We were 4-0 up at the half. The nice thing about this game was that it was a pretty rotated side. Was able to rest Kaplan, was able to rest Pern, was able to give some other players some rest. Kern, good grief. And, if we need to beat Barcelona today in order to advance. We need 4 goals to do it, and we need to hold them to none, which we've proven we can do. It's just any hope I had when I recorded the intro is pretty much gone. So, slight change of plans to day 2. We're going to skip the Nîmes game and go to Red Star because they are the French Cup 11th round game. We're playing Marseille in the Coup de League final, which should be nice. And then whoever wins the Red Star game, and they're a League 2 team, gets to play PSG in the next round of the French Cup. League-wise, for the moment, we're ahead by 3 points. And we have a game in hand. PSG hasn't lost any games, but they've drawn a bunch of games against some quality opponents. Marseille's currently 9th. Nantes has tied them twice. They're 6th. Monaco is in 3rd. Dijon's 12th. And I believe that's the lowest rated team they've drawn to. So, fingers crossed we can keep this going. If not, we'll definitely finish top 2. The drop off between 2nd and 3rd is just so much we'd have to absolutely fall flat on our face for us to finish out of the top 3. Or even the top 2, I think. I think this is going to go down to the wire. It's going to come down to who's healthiest the longest. And right now, that's not us. Kaplan has 35 goals this season, a 7.83 rating. Mario Tomasi, 12 assists. Mercurio, an 87% pass completion rate. Kaplan, 12 players in the match. Rashidi has 8 yellow cards. Tomasi, Robert, and Valencia each have a red card each. Our 69 goals are first best. Our 21 goals are third best. We lead the league in yellow cards and red cards. I'm going to resign myself to that. We're losing money hand over fist. That's the other thing that's going on. I think I may have talked about it in the last episode. I haven't gone back and listened to it yet or edited it yet either. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me. We're spending a lot of money on player payments because, I buy a player for $75 million. Well, it's not $75 million. It's $30 million now and $45 million later, and part of the $45 million is coming out now. We finished $60 million in the red last year. Profits and losses for tax purposes were $32 million loss. I don't know how close we are to flirting with financial fair play, but then again, PSG's never failed financial fair play, so I would find it hard to believe that we are failing financial fair play, and they're not. So, that said, we've got Barcelona coming up next. Johan Cruyff Stadium, new stadium, built 3 years ago, 127,000 capacity. Nice stadium. We need to pray to the FM gods, maybe make a sacrifice for 3. So that said, I'm going to set the best 11, check the reserves, and we're going to come back for our match away at Barcelona in just a bit. Well, one of the things I completely forgot is, in European football, the home team's listed first, not second. So we're playing at Stade Montcerzari today. Playing our 4-2-4, of course. Orlov in goal, Robert, Kern, Valencia, and Flores is the defensive back 4. Mateo and Tomasi as the midfielders. Bieber and Pichon as the attacking midfielders. Kaplan and Valet up top as the strikers. Once again, my injuries and lack of depth are coming to bite me in the butt, which is why Pichon's starting advanced midfielder on the right. I'd be playing Tomasi there. As a matter of fact, I'm training Tomasi there, but I really don't have any healthy midfielders either because Rashidi has a tight thigh muscle and he's out for this game. I think the fact that we jumped ahead as fast as we did at the beginning of the season and stayed this far up the table as long as we have is a testament to well, a lot of good luck, obviously. We're going to need it to stay up there. So yeah, I was playing Barcelona, and it was 3-0 in about 40 minutes in the first half. And then Kaplan scored the 4th goal. I about fell out of my chair, and the graphics card went, nope. I got that error again, and I don't know why. So it seems for the rest of the series, it's going to be just 2D with no replay. Dembele, corner kick. Kern knocks it away. Oh, Mateo gets there before Dembele does. Dembele overruns it. Bieber holds it up, crosses it towards Valet, who's almost all alone, takes the shot, but he hits the post and it goes outside. Flores on the throw-in. Pichon. Back to Flores. Over to Tomasi. Back to Flores. To Tomasi. Up into space. Denninger gets in front of it. Pichon's going to run that down, though. Crosses it in for Bieber, who takes the shot and he scores. Oh, looked like the number 2 went up for the header, and he missed it completely. Well, 3 more like that, I'll be happy. I don't know that we're going to get it, though. We're coming up on halftime. It's been all us this first half. Mateo. To Tomasi. Back to Mateo. Crosses it in towards Pichon. To Kaplan, and he's there. Holy cow, 2-0. 36th goal of the season for Hussein. It's going to be really, really tough holding on to him this season. We have to win some sort of silverware. Otherwise, he's going to leave. And frankly, financially, he may have to leave depending on what happens and who comes in for what. Tomasi almost dispossessed, but he gets the ball over to Mateo, who sends it over to Robert. Crosses it in. Kaplan's there. Far post, 3 up. Oh. Right before the half. This is where we were the first time. Oh, Andrada gets that pass, runs forward, blows by one defender, up to Betancourt. Orlov, a nice block. Leicester, for some reason, is the one Premier League team that's associated with all my big-name players. They want Orlov. They want Kaplan, although there's 5 or 6 other big teams that want Kaplan too. Bayern, Real Madrid. 3-0 up. 1 goal down. Bieber with a goal. Hussein with the brace. 9 shots, 4 on target for us. 7 shots, 3 on target for Barcelona. I really wish there was an option to save the game now. Kern knocks it down. Bieber gets it on the sideline. Back to Robert. Launches up into space. Too far. Salibi has it. Over to Denninger. Up to Van der Linden. Back to Maya. Over to Andrada. Cuts left. Holds it up. Over to Salibi. Sends it back to Denninger. Long pass towards Betancourt. Robert knocks it down, but Mateo can't get it. Ball went right by him. Garcia to Van der Linden. Out to Munoz. All alone on the right. He's going to cross it in, and Belly's there. And nuts. It's 60 minutes in. We're going to get Valencia off, bring on Hawk. We're going to get Robert off, bring on Sahovic. Munoz on the throw-in. Bieber steps in front of it, but gives it right over to Van der Linden, over to Maya, up to Dembele, cuts across the front of the box, back out to Maya. To Garcia, turns, Andrada takes the shot. Two goals in 2 minutes. 2 goals in 3 minutes. I have to go to the very attacking here. Come on, guys. That first game collapses just. 5 minutes left. We're not going to do it. We had a chance. We were close. That really bites. I'm not going to say we made them earn it because, frankly, they scored 6 goals in the first game. We basically gave it to them. Would have been hard to come back from that. Hawk, long pass. Munoz intercepts. Nadeau up to Van der Linden. On the break, Flores, who intercepts it. Orlov, and that's the game. "15 shots, 7 on target for us, 13 and 6 for Barcelona. We lose on aggregate 8-5. Kaplan, another all-around good performance. That's really kind of a bummer. So, I'm going to save this. We're going to play Red Star offline, or we're going to play Nimes offline, come back for the Red Star game. Well, it wasn't the prettiest win. A 1-0 victory, thanks to a Bastia Pichon penalty kick right before the end of the first half. Saw us beat Nimes, but that is not the story. The story is... Well, first of all, Massimiliano Allegri, who was the head coach of PSG, left to take over Bayern. And then they promptly lost to OGC Nice, who I think are our new bestest buddies. They're going to replace FC Metz, because FC Metz really hasn't done anything for us lately. So, and of course, we're playing them in 2 days. Or 2 days, 2 weeks. Let me check something out here real quick. So, Massimiliano Allegri went to Bayern. So, who was the head coach at Bayern before Allegri? Heiko Herrlich, who was sacked. Okay. I don't know that name. In real life at the moment, he's head coach of Bayern. Okay. Whew. Speaking of Bayern, I actually saw them play 2 nights ago here in Kansas City. It was part of the International Champions Cup. They played AC Milan. As if you guys can't tell, I'm wearing the AC Milan shirt because when my dad was in the Air Force, we were stationed in Kaiserslautern, and there's no way in hell I'm wearing anything other than a Kaiserslautern shirt if I'm going to support a Bundesliga team. So I actually saw a couple games there when I was younger. But it was the first professional soccer game I've been to in a long time. Had really good seats right behind the goal, off to the right just a little bit. You know, Sule is a beast of a man, and frankly, Thomas Mueller looks like he should be selling insurance, not playing Ramdeuter. But that's just my impressions. So anyhow, we've got Red Star coming up next. I'm going to set the reserves, check the best 11, and we're going to come back with that match in just a bit. One of the nice things about the Nimes game was that it was a pretty rotated side. So all my good players are healthy, and they're mostly match fit. Werner is coming off of an injury. We'll see how well he does. But we've got Orloff in goal, Robert, Current, Valencia, and Flores as the defensive back four, Matteo and Mercurio as the midfielders, Bieber and Tomasi as the attacking midfielders, Kaplan and Werner up top as the strikers. And it's raining. And Bieber's at 80%. Why is Bieber at 80%? He didn't play the reserve game. He did, however, play the Nimes game. Tomasi, corner kick in. Kaplan heads it over the crossbar. Flores on the throw in, gives it away, but Mercurio's going to run down the ball. Centers it to Matteo. Long pass to Robert, all on the left, crosses it in. Tomasi's there to Werner, and he scores. Well done, Martin. His 6th goal of the season, which all things considered is not too bad considering he's missed about 3 months due to various injuries. So I think if he goes down with another leg injury again, I may just treat him as a horse and shoot him. I joke. I really do. He's going to be pivotal for next year. I just need him to stay healthy. Matteo gets the rebound off the throw in. Mercurio. Back to Matteo. To Mercurio. Drives across the box, takes a shot, and curls it just wide right. Ambitious. I will admit that. Red Star has a player who's also sub 70%. Lukac sends it in, and Orloff. Nice grab in the air. Almost positive Lukac's one of my players. Kern to Mercurio. To Valencia. Up to Mercurio. Long pass into space for Werner. He's got help. No, he's going to take the shot. It's going to bounce off Mason and go all the way out to Robert. Lukac. That name sounds familiar. The Bourgeois bounces it off a Bastia player. Mercurio in the box. Sends it up towards Kaplan. Got behind one defender and the other. Sends it over to Tomasi. Cross to Bieber. He takes the shot. Masson with a nice save. Sedilia with it. Up to Coco. Long pass towards Rabat, who gets it because Kern stopped running, but it's a weak shot. Orloff has no problem stopping that. Yes, Tim Bieber is exhausted. He will be coming off of the half. Check something out here real quick. Michael Lukac. Yeah, he's one of mine. He's on loan. He's not doing too badly for him. Okay, 12 shots, 7 on target for us, 4 shots, 3 on target for Red Star. We really need to tighten it up the second half or we could get surprised. Laval's going to come on for Bieber. He doesn't play left winger really well, but he plays it better than anybody else I have on the bench. Sedilli on the throw-in. Mercurio steps in front of Nangala, sends it up to Werner. Out to Hussein. Drives forward. Cuts left. Holds it up. Drops it off to Robert. Cuts inside the box. Takes the shot, but Masson's there. Robert doesn't score much. I think he saw the opportunity and said, I have to take it. Ferrat. Corner kick in. Robert knocks it away. Le Bourgeois is going to run it down, though. Over to Coco. Up to Ndongala. Okay, over to Lukac. Mercurio intercepts, sends it up to Tomasi. Holds it up, over to Werner, who almost loses the ball, sends it over to Matteo. Holds that up, and he just went down with an injury. Kern. Well, Hawk's going to have to come on. Matteo just came back from injury, too. 75 minutes in, I'm not going to make any more changes unless I absolutely have to. Yes, we're still attacking. Yes, they may be a bad thing. They lost Coughlin. Tomasi, corner kick in, knocked away. Hawk, top of the box, out to Robert, overruns it, almost goes out of bounds, centers it to Tomasi, cuts across the top of the box, takes the shot, pushes it wide right. It was a hard shot. Would have been nice if it had gone in. Yeah, you can give me 5 more minutes, Mario. Masson sends it up. Valencia knocks it down, and that is the game. Well, we squeaked by, but a win is a win. 1-0 thanks to a Martin Werner goal. The big question is, what happened to Matteo? The boys were poor out there. They were a National 2 team. National 2, they're a Domino's League 2 team, rather. We should have done better than 1 goal. But we win. Now we're playing PSG. Matteo, 2 to 5 weeks. On the 12th. And we play PSG again in a couple of weeks. What we are going to do then is come back and play Marseille in the Coupe de League final and then PSG in the French Cup quarterfinal. I was initially going to come back and play in the Ligue 1 game against PSG, but with their losing to OGC Nice and the fact that we do still have a game in hand on them and we are 5 points ahead, I think we can skip that game. Fingers crossed it's not going to go back to bite us. So, a win against Barcelona, but it wasn't enough. The fact they scored 6 on us, it's just, it's going to hurt for a while. But our new bestest buddies, OGC Nice, beat PSG, so they are now 5 points behind us, and we still have a game in hand, which is nice. A couple of, I don't want to say bad wins. I don't think there's such a thing as a bad win. But a couple of 1-0 victories against teams that we probably should have beaten a little more handily. The nice thing is we got a nice enough break between now and Lens that everybody should be able to get healthy. And then, of course, it's back to a ton of games really, really quick. We play PSG twice in a week. So, if we win the Coupe de League final, that will go a long way to help keeping Hussein here. If we get to the French Cup quarterfinal and get to the final there, that will go a long way to keeping Hussein here. If, fingers crossed, we manage to hold on to first place in League 1, that'll go a long way to keeping Hussein here. That said, he's worth $104 million. I won't sell him for less than $150. I don't care how much Chelsea wants to pay for him. I've got the money to deal with in the budget. Our transfer revenue went back up. You know what? Let me check something out here real quick. Click the wrong thing. They increased my scouting team size and didn't bother to tell me, or if they did, I missed it, and I came here one day and realized, I have 8 open spots. That's disappointing. Doesn't believe our squad is strong enough to play to the level matching his own ambitions. Don't know if I've shown him lately. He is full on 5-star, current 5-star potential ability. I think it's mostly his technicals that put him over there. Although, admittedly, his mentals are really nice too. I mean, when a 9 bravery is your lowest, you don't have anything to worry about. 19 jumping reach, 19 heading. He's got 22 goals in 25 games, 6 appearances off the bench, 37 goals in total in 38 games. So he's averaging just less than a goal a game. We're going to do what we can to keep him. But at the end of the day, it may not be up to us. Yeah, I got my asking price of $223 million. It's the highest I could go. So, that said, let me do this real quick. Save the game. We're going to come back for PSG in a coup de France game, which will be vitally, vitally important. If you liked what you've seen and heard, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content. Questions, criticisms, comments, leave those down below. I'll answer those as fast as I can. My name is FM19, and I thank you for watching the Return on Gloria, SC Bastia, episode 111.